We have two amazing attendees. We have CEO and co-founder from Cuemby, Angel Ramirez, and very soon Hitomi Mizugaki, another co-founder and CPO from Cuemby. So, guys, thanks again for joining. I know you have a very busy schedule, but let us know how's things doing in San Francisco and why Cuemby arrived to TechCrunch
Oh, okay.
Disrupt.
Hi. Hi, Jose. How you doing? I think we need to bring Hitomi back to the front. I think she's in the backstage or something. All right, she's coming up. There you go.
Hello,
All right,
Hitomi.
cool. Just a quick audio check. You can hear me just fine.
I
Okay,
can
yeah.
hear you
I'm just saying
well. I
because
don't know the
this is
audience. Okay.
this is loud. We're talking about that like more than 10,000 people in this event, so it's amazing. Definitely something really cool that I like to share is that you get to meet so many people. You get to see and hear so many ideas that you're like, wow. So it's very rewarding and humbling experience for sure. So that's one of the experience that I wanted to share. And why Quemby basically came here to San Francisco for this route is I mean for those who know about us, they know about mainly our Kubernetes expertise, our cloud native expertise, but something that we recently did is that we launched our cloud platform in CCP, which is our cloud platform. And I know that you're probably going to touch about that in a second, but it's a DevOps automation platform. And why we focus so much on DevOps? why we focus so much on DevOps is because we strongly believe that DevOps is key for unlocking innovation. Uh, Many companies always have a way to find, a way to write code, applications. All that is usually very straightforward to get, but actually to deliver the product from inception to scale, uh, DevOps infrastructure, it tends to be one of the main pain points. And by the way, this is not about DevOps engineer. I'm a DevOps engineer, so I love them. So that's why we build this platform for them, so they can actually make the time a lot faster, and they can focus on what actually matters and not having to repeat themselves so many times. Because that's usually what happens with DevOps. We end up doing so many tasks, so many routine tasks that at the end it's just what really makes a waste of time. So if we can automate that part, then the DevOps, the SRE, the infrastructure engineer can actually focus on driving value, not on just repeating themselves. So that's the reason why we came here to TC Disrupt, so we can showcase our platform, we can talk about it, not only for investors, also for other founders, other companies that may want to take a look at it, test the data, and give us their opinion, the feedback. That's the stage that we are right now. We're just getting feedback, opinions. We want to grow. We want to actually build something for them, not just build to build. So that's what we're focusing on.
Beautiful put, Angel. Thank you very much. And a little bit more than the Cuemby Cloud platform. Really, it's amazing, and it's really thrilling to have you guys over there. But I think talking about more about TC Disrupt, that's more than a convention. I guess, and correct me if I'm wrong. Maybe Hitomi can help us elaborate here. Is that the future gets shaped? And I think that that's one of the visions that Quemby wants to connect here with the audience is how a company that has worked a lot in a product has achieved to manage to get to San Francisco. It's not only a venue. That's right.
Yeah, it's not easy. I think he told me he's trying to connect just to confirm. For some reason, I don't see her. Oh, I'm the one who does. Oh, okay, okay. Yeah. Okay, so Jose, can you bring Hitomi back to the front? I think she's in the back office.
Let me check. Let me check if
Because
we
that,
can
that
do it
question is
here.
basically for Hitomi.
Yeah, that's why I was waiting for the audience. Hold on.
Well, while you're doing that, something that I also want to share here is that it's the vibe. This is a very interesting vibe. You get to, it's very easy to spark conversations. So you see that you're walking in the hallway and someone approaches you and say, hey, how you doing? My name is, I don't know, Tom. Hey, Tom, what you do? Oh, I do this, I do that. So it's kind of like a very easy way to start conversation, very approachable. That's something definitely I appreciate. Of course, it's anyway, right? So it's not just about founders to founders. So you can talk to any type of VC investors or head of companies in a very approachable, easy way. So that's something that definitely that it's an interesting vibe. I might not you be used to that where I come from. So that was something that I wanted to share. It's very interesting.
That's amazing, and we're trying to get everything to ramp up Hitomi into the call. But while we wait, I think that thought that you just said, I mean, that idea, how is that vibe? How do you connect with people? Tell us a little bit about how you're interacting with people, because I mean, for us, usually, I think we were in an event called Starter in Bogota, Colombia. And when it happened, it was doing pitches to a lot of people. But I guess this is like the big leagues. How do you manage to make it happen? How was like your comments? What advices can you give us to the audience? And what can we expect if we get into a TC Disrupt?
So we can that is like three questions in one. So let me break it down into one. So first, how is the flow here in the event? Very interesting. So of course, like any other big event, you have a place where you can see all the booths, right? So companies that are presenting the product at the booth and all, and that's a standard, right? So that's something that you will see in any other event. But there's also two other places which is very interesting. There's a networking place where you can just use the DC Disrupt app and you can set up meetings with them. And it could be founders, it could be VC, whatever you want. You just set up a meeting and there's a place dedicated to that. That's basically the formal way to do it. There's another salon, which is where we are right now. It's the Deal Flow Salon. This one only can accept people that have the founder badge. So if you're a founder, and VC, you can access this room, and that's the one that you have dedicated mainly for like, you know, it's meant to be like a resting space where like just chill out, but you also can have an easy conversation with any investor or anyone that is interested in what you do. So that's the one that we have now. You might say, oh, if I know in those two places, can I not meet people? No, actually, you can meet people in the hallway. All you have to do is just say, hi, my name is Angel. What you do? And literally, people just are happy to talk to you. That's the vibe that we get. So that's I would say that's the flow of the event. How you get here? Honestly, it seems simple, but you can just buy your ticket, right? You can buy your ticket. You're here, and you can come as a founder. Now, what I would recommend is that there's two different ways. So maybe some people say, "Oh, you have to have a finished product in order to be here." Not really. We met so many founders that have a great idea already in mind. They just want to talk about it. So if you're a founder, now let's put my founder advisory hat. If you're a founder, you have an idea and you strongly believe in it, and you want to make it happen. You don't need to have a product to come here. You just have to have the willingness to talk about it, the willingness to basically show your passion, and you will have people listening to you. And even if you're not ready on the product side, you are ready because people are listening to you. They associating the idea to you, and then that basically becomes your mantra. So you don't have to have the product. Now, if you have a product, I would suggest then try to set up a lot of meetings through the app beforehand, because then you will get the actual more straightforward meetings. All right, let's talk about your product, or if you're looking for investors, talk to investors. If you're looking for partnerships, because some people think that you only come to these places to find money. No, don't even try that. This is not the place that you come to find money. This is the place that you come to meet people, either for later on become investors, or to do partnerships. Something very interesting, and I will let you tell me maybe expand on this one, is that you can come here and just have a connection with a founder or some or investor, but it's more for like a partnership. Hey, you know what? Maybe our products can combine in a way, or we can have a way to share revenue through different avenues. So not always about money. So you tell me, you have anything in there to spend?
Yeah, definitely. I completely agree with Angel that all the founders that we met there in a completely different stage from just in ideation to just raise funds or looking to raise funds, and also in a growth stage. So you see like variety of the startups on variety of stages. And then, as Angel said, really, this is a great environment for any founders and also investors and also other businesses to connect. So I really have been talking to the different founders or the business owners, investors, and learning so much from them. So it's a really good. And also, I got to see new technologies. How they're applying new technology into innovative products, and then you get to talk to people who built the company, who built the product, and then that has been pretty inspiring as well. And I think it's because being a tech founder is it's not an easy task, right? You need to build something from nothing, right? It's like a miracle. So I think that, all those people went through that challenges. So I think it's even easier for us to connect with these people because they went through that the challenges, right, already. So I think that's another reason that why it's easier for us, the founders like us to connect with fellow founders.
Thank you, Hitomi. I think that that's a great approach because usually people think that buying a ticket is your way out, but usually it's a lot of years, tears, and hustles that you have made. And I want to congratulate you guys because being there is not only easy to buy a ticket, but it's efforts and a lot of work and hours put into a product. And I guess let's talk a little bit about more about the product, knowing how the ecosystem is working and everything that you have done, how good the product of Cuemby Cloud Platform is, and really how it can manage like from nowadays the strategy for companies nowadays and medium term and long term.
I mean, I can start that one. So I don't think it's how good it is. I think it's that's what we are trying to do now is to get the actual customer or the people who needs it their opinion, because there's a and this is maybe the approach that I will suggest to all the founders. Like, you have to build something. That's what Hito was saying. Like 100% right. You have to build something. You have to get, and I don't call it MVP anymore. I think MVP is overrated. It's more about like minimal, marketable product. So you have to get to a product that you can market. So once you get there, it's basically kind of like a slow down and only focus on stable, right? And then for that point on, you build only based on feedback. So your customers, your users, they need to give you the feedback, and that's how I define how good it is. It's how good it is equal to how many features that the end consumer needs. You're building. So that's the stage that we are. So I will state that one like that, and definitely and I know he told me have something here to say, but definitely that is the result of the hard working team. I mean, I want to congratulate our team because we're here today because they basically did all the hard work, sweat, tears, all involved, all together, all included. But at the end, they made it happen, right? So if we wanted to come here with an idea, you know the approach that we wanted to go, but that was not really our angle. Our angle was more like, oh, let's go with the product. So the team made it happen. So thank you so much to everyone. They actually, they're the rock star here on the team.
Definitely, I definitely appreciate a team that made it happen. Because I'm not that picky, and then there's so many things that I don't know, and because of all the efforts and experience and skills of other people who believe in Colombia, we are here at this point. So I truly appreciate that. And excuse me, you mentioned about how good is Colombia product for those companies, and I want to talk about the benefit. After talking to multiple startups in different stages, it's even more validating that our product is for companies in any stages, pretty much. I know that the founders that are starting to build their product, they use something easy to deploy, right? Because they don't have resources. They don't have DevOps. They might have one developer that's developing the user interface. So, they rely on like, packaged, I would say packaged, easy to access deployment tools. So, but the problem is that as they grow, that's too much. The cost, gets too much, and then the product gets complex, and then they need to move on to the little more customized, solid infrastructure. And then every single founder we talk to, they are aware of that. Yeah, we just want to get the product to market, so we are using XYZ tools. But I'm aware that in a certain stage, I need to move to this. I need to hire my infra team. So we say, well, why don't you use our product from day one? It's already big, built in. So your infrastructure will scale as your company scale, and then costs will be minimized. So, in that sense, the company that is, starting, they can use your product so that they don't have to worry about the technical debts that will accumulate in the future to convert from the, easy to use deployment tool to actually a customizable, scalable infrastructure. And then also the growing company too. They say, yes, I have all the DevOps team. Yes, it's, very costly, but they can move to R2. So instead of hiring three more, DevSecOps, cloud engineers, SRE, they'll be able to keep their own team and then use R2 and then, increase the productivity. So, by talking to these companies, you really validated that, okay, R2 is really for, companies of all stages of cloud transformation. So I just want to point that out.
Amazing, Hitomi. And maybe going a
Hmm.
little back to the value proposition of what we have here and we're achieving here is, what can you say to these customers, potential customers? What is the unique value proposition? Because I hear, and from the sales perspective, we can improve 5x productivity, we can reduce costs, we can do a lot of things. But let's get to the basis. And what's the value proposition that we're intending to give to the whole market?
You want me to take that one? Okay. Um, I'll start and then he told me we will do the expense. Um, remember that I started the conversation talking about DevOps is the key to unlock innovation. So that's what I meant. That's the value proposition. And the reason why I think that definitely the value proposition is because we are in the era where now we want to adopt all these new technologies, Kubernetes, cloud native, all that stuff. But if you look at the timeline, let's go back 10 years. Um, I'm not saying that 10 years was better, but if you look at 10 years ago, yes, it was not the most elastic infrastructure. It was not the most no appealing to our eyes, but it was simple. You get a software, you package it, and you put it in the server. That's it. That was it. So usually deploying, getting a product from inception to market, it took about a year, right? So that's actually the average. What's happening now with all this complexity that we add into our software, our products, now we're going from 1 year to 2 years. So why? So that's the question here that I want um, companies and actually VCs, they may ask these questions themselves because they have portfolio companies, right? So they the first time the first time they have a meeting, right, and they do the IT due diligence, why ask themselves why you see that always infrastructure and basically DevOps is the red flag. Once again, this is not about the people, this is about the process, and it's because we added more complexity. So let's say I'm a DevOps, I'm used to use Jenkins or something, and now for us to scale, let's say to from the basic stage to growth stage, now we have to go from 10,000 users to 1 million users. Of course, your current infrastructure is not going to hold it, right? So you need to adopt these new technologies. You need to get all these new um, technology, but technology that you're adding is equal to complexity. So how will you manage that? So it's not about the people. So people think like, oh, we need more DevOps. It's not going to solve it because there's a lot of new technology. It's a lot of complexity added. you need to give your people, your DevOps, your SREs the right tools. So that is the value proposition that CCP brings up. So it's 100% built in using open source technology. It's 100% using Kubernetes as a base, meaning that you will scale it as long as the Kubernetes scales. So you can see there that that's a huge value proposition. And now
Saving
you
money
unlock
there. Yes.
exactly, and now you're unlocking basically innovation because now your DevOps team and your SREs and your infrastructure are not trying to figure out should I use bare metal, should I use AWS, Google Cloud, whatever. So all those questions that you basically spend at least a month planning now goes away because you have a tool that will help you make those decisions a lot faster. You just start just configuring. And of course, the other thing is lowering the learning curve because even though that we love Kubernetes, as I saw here that someone said Kubernetes is the best, hey, you're a man or girl. So it's it's great. But let's face it, there's not many people that are really real experts in Kubernetes. I'm a huge Kubernetes believer. I used it since Google released it. But let's face it, Kubernetes is only 8 years old. That's it. So we're talking about a tool that is only 8 years old that actually being used in production, real production cases for the past 4 years. So there's a lot going on. And if you go to the CNCF landscape and you want to adopt those technologies, good luck. There is a lot of them. So which one you pick? Why you pick that one? How you configure them? How you mix them together? So all those questions is gonna take a little longer to actually answer. That's why it's taking 2 years now to get a product from inception to actually time to market. So that's the value proposition. Sorry, it was a long answer, but that's kind of what it comes to.
Kubernetes for all, basically. Yeah, that's good. But you don't have to have this learning curve. That's nice.
Actually,
Hitomi,
actually,
there you go. There you go. Nice, nice. But Hitomi, I love that shirt, by the way. If we get into a contest, that will be the shirt. I mean, we have a lot, by the way, for the audience. But anyhow, um, Hitomi, tell us a little bit more that faster time to market. People and really people are amazed when we see how fast can Cuemby Cloud Platform can be, but also there's something implied that is very important is security. Can you tell us a little bit more about this?
But the security, yes. So, as the software gets, a little more complex, there's so many moving pieces that are, you need to manage, right? It's not, the software is no longer just a giant, like big ship. It's like a little bit of, services that are connected, interconnected with each other. And then for you to manage how they interact, each one of the pieces have certain level of security. It's pretty challenging, right? How can you manage 100 services that are interacting together, make sure that they're compliant? So, of course, the software level, it's your responsibility to manage. It's not our responsibility, right? It's your software. You need to take care of it. But in a, more of a like an infrastructure level, we have the baked-in security. Like the industry standards. Security is baked in. So in that sense, you don't have to really worry about that. When you use a Cuemby Cloud Platform. And then another thing that we always get this question, like when the customers use our product, oh, do we need to run our software on your platform? Isn't it too dangerous? Isn't it you have lots of liability? But truth is, we don't do that. We're just a tool, standalone tool. You just need to connect it and use it, and you have your software intact. But when you're interacting with us, we will manage your infrastructure, and that level, we make sure that we are applying the security, best practices there. So, yeah, I don't know if I answer your question in a, So we have security, baked in already.
Perfect. Yeah, because usually people they seem to be so open to a lot
Hmm.
of tools, but sometimes the most important thing is to verify and that security breach that nowadays, especially in the region of Latam and also in any part of the world, it's
Definitely.
trying to convey and it's quite important for any adoption or any new tool. Okay, so
actually, I want to add something in there real quick because
go ahead,
it's
go ahead.
interesting. what he told was about security and all that. It's like um when did the term DevOps started? Like DevOps, I know people think it's development and operations. No, it's a culture, but we can talk about that later. But you know how you notice that now is DevOps and then it's DevSecOps. So bringing now security into the whole process. But have you noticed that also now it's gonna be Dev, Net, Sec, Ops, and we're gonna keep adding stuff to the DevOps because at the end goes back to the first statement. DevOps unlocks innovation and is in charge from the day zero to day end your entire life cycle of software. Which people all tend to think like, oh, my life cycle is just I just push my code pipeline and deploy. No, life cycle actually goes from planning. That's how you start. Once you're planning, then you go start doing. Goes infrastructure, goes networking, goes no a pipeline, goes deployment, go scale, and go monitor. People forget that it's the whole thing. So that's why we just keep adding to the devs and between the dev and the ops as many as we can because now we're realizing, intuitively that at the end the whole process is just merging and automating all these steps that you need, right? I always use this as an example. You really, will you really get into a plane if you, for example, think that the software that is running the plane only have 80% coverage on the testing side? Ah, I'll leave you to do that. Think about it. So,
That's important. That's a very good analogy. In fact, that's a very important analogy in order to people fly, not fly solo, but fly with say, protection. One other thing, and this is maybe the audience here and the people that can visit you or connect with you guys is I'm a company. I'm a fintech company. I'm a prop tech company. I'm an insurtech company. Or I'm a company that are in multiple regions of the world. Why should I use CCP or Cuemby Cloud Platform?
So I mean, I'm gonna use one example just randomly, but this applies to basically many industries. So, but I understand we're using fintechs and insurtechs as an example because there's a lot of hype right now on that. But at the end is here's what you need to think. Think about where your process of delivering product is stuck. If your process is stuck in, oh, I don't have the right infrastructure, my resources are too costly. I'm paying too much. I don't know why. I can't figure it out. Why is taking me so long to, the developer write the code and take it to the production? I can't scale for some reason. I'm just can't scale. I don't have observability on what's going on my software, so I don't know. You know, am I being DDoS attacked or something like that? So if you're facing one of those five challenges or at the end security, then yes, you should definitely check out what we're doing with CCP because that's what we're focusing on, right? So that's the main thing. So just one caveat: people get too confused. Are you Google Cloud? Are you AWS? No, we're not a cloud provider. We're not. I'm not trying here to get. What I'm trying to do here with CCP is I want to give you one platform, the only platform that you need to care about for your DevOps developers, SREs, and infrastructure, where they can manage everything from there. And just having one platform allows you to then be able to save costs because our platform is going to be watching your consumption all the time and let you know, hey, there's something wrong here. Security wise, we're basically going to have all the infrastructure set up properly using best practices so you don't have to worry about that. And we will flag you, hey, something's going on here, but you should take a look at it. And we will try to give you these resolutions and steps to do it. So, and if of course you need to deploy the software, it's already a built-in pipeline in there. So you don't have to think about should I build with Docker, build that, whatever. So many questions. We're just giving you that in a simple interface. So technically speaking, you know that we're giving you all these benefits, Kubernetes and all that, but you really won't notice it because we just want to hyper focus on make it simple. So anyone should be able to do it. That's what it's mentioned.
You know, one thing that I want to add is that I could even deploy an application, scalable, Kubernetes-based, containerized application in literally, I timed 5 minutes. Really, I have a repo, connect, click, click, and then within 5 minutes, I could deploy an application. So it's how simple it is. And of course, if you're a little more techy, you're able to configure it in your own liking. So, literally, it's a very simple to use application. Even I could use it. I just want to add that.
And that's one of the best questions because usually people tend to ask like, how can I manage to use a new tool? I need a very strict onboarding. What should I do? And as you say, he told me it's so easy. I would not like to say even you because you know a lot and you work with a product, but people that are not techies, they can do it. I mean, it's a very do-it-yourself automated solution that I think it's useful for any type of companies. I have a couple other questions, but maybe we can spend a lot of time. And one of the most relevant is like, how did you manage to get all these ideas? Because usually people think, okay, these guys suddenly saw an opportunity in the market, but usually this always comes with a lot of experience. Can you tell us a little bit how did you manage to get this? Because this is so crucial, because these are real problems or real solutions for real problems of a lot of companies.
Uh, I think the fastest answer would be been there, done that. I also cried multiple times building infrastructure, sweat doing development. He told me and I built multiple stuff together. So yes, we know the pain. And yes, of course, I mean, Cuemby started as a consulting company, helping build the infrastructure for many people, helping doing software. But there was a point where we say, yeah, enough is enough. I mean, what's the whole point of building everything all over again when we know that usually are the same steps? It's just that you need to do it all over again. So that's how this idea about building CCP came up. Now, going to a little more specific. So we have experience doing a lot of the diligence, especially as understanding what are the pain points for the cities, for you know how it works for when someone wants to acquire a company, what they're like, what they really need, what they want to accomplish, what usually companies actually what are the barriers from going for from like say a startup to like growing fast growing company. The example I was saying, like when you handle it with 10,000 users, it's one thing. When you're dealing with a million users, different thing. When you're dealing with like 3 million, 10 million users, that's a whole completely different story. So understanding that growth is what helps us build the product, because our product is not for you to use it in one stage and drop it and do it again, which is why we really wanted to take this approach of building it for the use cases. Because what's the point, right? So if I know that in like 3 years, uh, jumping from 10,000 users, I need to show to adopt a new technology. What's the point? So do building basically in a different mentality. We want to give you a product where you can use either your studying, you are growing, or you are an enterprise. At the end, will work exactly the same way. It will give you the growth that you need. It's just that instead of just focusing on one specific market, that will be our approach. And because we've been in three different stages, so we know how to start a startup. So we know what the challenges are in that phase. And I will give you an example. When you're in a startup, you want to go fast, right? Yeah. So you just want like build, and deploy. That's the example that he told me just said. I mean, if I starting, I want an API and front end, just build it, right? But you're not gonna worry about like, should I use AWS or uh, should I containerize? So all those questions are like, no, you don't want. You just want to build and go, right? So that is what CCP will help you on at the beginning, like just deploy. And we have here a phrase that we want to use, and I will tell you later, is as JFD, just deploy. We'll say that it's a t-shirt that we're gonna make. Just
Yeah,
deploy,
yeah.
right? But we're in
Automating
another
the F
stage.
word. Yeah, yeah.
But you're at the second stage, right? So what happened now that you have established business, right? It's running, it's driving users. You good, but you're now growing fast, right? Like you're getting users and traffic all the time getting in. Now your problem is not about how fast can I code and deploy. It's how much can I scale when that is needed. What's going on in my system, right? So in that stage, CCP helps the same way because we're thinking about the SRE's mentality. All right, so if I'm an SRE, what should I care about? Oh, I need to know everything in my system. I need to understand end to end what's going on, and I need to be able to set up the rules that applies to my business and it scales in that way. So we got you covered there, and you can keep deploying as fast as you can. But now you have also this stage. And the later stage, let's say that I'm now an established business enterprise. Ah, great. I don't have to go fast, but I have to be stable because now your users are not just growing fast, 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 but they're relying on you. They're basically saying, if I'm using this product, I don't want it to fail. It has to be like spot on. So that's where our other side of infrastructure comes in. Even though that you usually start with infrastructure, now I end up in infrastructure because it has to be stable. It has to scale, but it has to be stable. You need to have all the features that I just mentioned, but now you have to be super stable, reliable. You cannot fail. So that is where we actually have that infrastructure mindset. So we connect with all the cloud providers. You can use whatever you want. We're agnostic. I don't care if you want AWS, Google Cloud, or all at once, but we make sure that your system are stable, regardless of the provider that you want to use. That is where the third stage comes in. So at the end, we just do the 360, right? So we give you all the speed, we give you the stability, we also give you the scalability that you want.
Yeah,
Uh,
basically, sorry, Tommy. It's basically co-creating with all these ecosystems. We're that's part of agnostic. Usually, people think that agnostic is outside. In fact, it integrates everything. But Hitomi,
I just want to add a few things to what Angel said, and going back to your question, like, how do we get that? Why we started this product, or how we know what the market needs. It's really, Angel mentioned that that when we perform technical due diligence on companies that are solid companies, but what we observe repeatedly was the issue of scalability and also maintaining the reliability and the compliance and security and throughout the application. So that's the reason why, how can we really make sure that from day zero the application can scale? So that's the reason why we really focus on that. Why can't we automate that? The growth pain that every single company goes through when they're having the user from the 10,000 users to 10 million users in such a short time. So these pain points really made us realize that, okay, we need to automate these growth pains and the growth process that the companies go through. So that's the reason why the application can be used for small startups to a growing company to even larger companies that manage multiple services, like hundreds of services. So I just want to add to what Angel said.
amazing. To put it in a nutshell, Cuemby Cloud Platform, it's one of the strategies you have to use to growth. I think it's important and it's so easy and so simple. In fact, we just share the link if you guys want to try it. There is an open register there, so it's open. Uh, we're thrilled and amazed. We're very proud, not only as a company but as a community, a Latin community that is nailing it in San Francisco. That you guys are there, good work, very good efforts, and maybe the last question, and there's something else coming in, but the last question is what's next? I know you guys, I mean, we're already in a beta, it's very soon, but what's next? What's like how you guys envision this uh, path or this great idea? He told me
Oh,
first,
I can.
maybe he told me first. He
Yeah,
told me
I can
everything.
talk about that. So Angel, he has the bigger vision, right? So he can talk about that. But in the near future, really based on the market feedback, market trend, what we want to do is really automating everything. And then also, now we are in the beta phase, so make sure that the application is solid and be able to use by companies of all sizes. So that's our immediate focus. And then also now, the market, or the market is going after AI, AI. Every company is an AI company. And then while we believe in the capability of AI, we are still in beta. So next you know year or so, we are going to collect the metrics of how the infrastructure will be performing in for certain type of applications. So we'll use that, and then that's AI comes in when we have enough data, and then be able to analyze it and be able to create a more efficient software. For so that's where we are headed. And then also now we have the beautiful user interface where anyone can come, click, click, and then be able to deploy an application. But soon we're gonna have a public API. People will be able to interact with us through API, and then also from all the techie people wants to use the command line interface CLI. So we're gonna have that, and Terraform, Flume, will be able to interact with us through different avenues. So these are the next steps that we are going to build. Like its UI is beautiful, but a lot of users want to interact with us in a different ways, and then we want to give the flexibility. So that's the next steps of what we're gonna do. Another thing is that we have an enablement platform, which is it's like a marketplace of small services that you'll be able to use instead of building from scratch. Because our application software really solves a lot of problems, particularly in a fintech area. So we have a lot of feedback from the fintech companies. Hey, can you build a service to do eKYC? Just click, click, and then be able to access to that capability. And then we also have a blockchain capability. You'll be able to literally drop down menu and click, and be able to use the blockchain network. So we have these small services that you're able to use to be able to deploy faster. You may core business with cloud software, you'll be able to just focus on it and connect to these services, and then be able to deploy faster. So these are next after we are working on the ways to interact with the Coinbase platform through API and Terraform and Pulumi and CLI. We are also working on the marketplace where people will be able to use these capabilities specific to certain industry.
Sorry, I was looking for the
Thank you,
mute button.
Hitomi. No, 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 no worries. It happened both of us. But yes, Hitomi, that's amazing. There's a blockchain, artificial intelligence not yet there. There's enablement platform not only for fintechs, I guess it's for insurtechs also, or any tech that wants to apply. And the most important thing, there is a product and vision ahead that is quite important and quite compelling for a product. Angel, you want
Yeah,
to add something?
yeah. I want to add now. I want to basically put this more into like forward thinking, right? Um, I'm a community guy, so everyone probably knows that already. So I want the idea of this project to be community led. And yes, there will be open source involved there, so definitely it's going to be open source. That's why we want to the community to come in and basically help build this product. Um, so what I said with that is the following. I want to ask a question. I don't need an answer of everyone right now, but I just want you to answer your own question. How was the last time that a cloud engineer, a DevOps, or SRE was able to take a vacation? Or if they took a vacation, they were able to do it without having their phone on, because sometimes as happens. So that is well, that's our goal. Our goal with CCP and all these open source tools that we're developing at the end is how can I make your life easier? let me do the hard work for you, so you can actually enjoy life. That's the end goal here, right? So you can focus only on really what drives value, so you don't have to be worried about like, oh, the server is down. I had to leave the beach because I had to go to the hotel room and pound some keywords and get it done. Or how about in a mountain hiking because I like hiking, and now how are you gonna solve the problem? So all those kind of things, that's what we want to focus. We want to focus this in first. We want this product to be community led first. And I know we're working hard and getting all that stuff, uh, the property license and everything. So avoiding any type of like misconception. So we want to get that in that way. Two, we want these to become the product that DevOps, cloud engineers, and SREs can rely on, so they don't have to really do all the routine work and only focus on the innovation part. So that's what we're looking to do. So at the end, that's a roadmap. A roadmap is you guys. So you let us know what else helps you out, what else we should build, what else should drive value, and that's a roadmap basically.
Thank you, Angel. In a nutshell, as Harry's DevOps engineers, you will have more time for margaritas, right? But most important, and there is a lot of important highlights here. Please vote. We're also in Product Hunt. It will be amazing, guys. We're trying to do this for the community, with the community, and but mostly this is a product that makes a lot of solutions for a lot of people in the real world. And also, most important, guys, really good luck there. I know it's hard, hectic, but you're nailing it. So, guys, thank you for sharing your passion and vision to the audience. It's an amazing opportunity that you guys are covering there, and hopefully we could get more news about you guys and this journey. I think it's just the beginning of the journey. So good luck, have fun,
Thank you.
and
Thank you so much. Yes.
make it happen.
Thank you, Jose, for putting
Thank
this
you so
together.
much.
Gracias, audiencia. Thank you very